If the district's attorney gives recommendations contrary to the school district, how would you weigh your options and make decisions?
Well, obviously, where legalities are involved, we do as board members, I'm not a board member yet, but a board member has to follow the letter of the law, and that will always be the case. The problem is we're dealing with people, and the things that were done to the people, while they may have been legal, did not make them right. And that's the whole issue about it. I would take issue with the fact that the board was prepared to rescind layoffs, because I remember going to a number of meetings and enduring and giving a number of speeches, heated exchanges about that. So I really don't have all the information on that. But I go back to my previous statement. Just because something is legal does not mean that you should do it. People were damaged, the district is damaged, the community was upset, the teacher and staff morale was damaged. And I don't know how you ever put a price on that, and it was all for naught in the long run.
What is your vision for the district, and how would you work with the other trustees to make it reality?
Well, number one, first and foremost, is I would like to see more communication between the community and the board. I'd like to see board members get more information out to the community, so that when decisions are made, we don't just find out about them in little blurbs and legalese on minutes and agendas. I'd like to see no more surprises like teacher layoffs and middle school attendance plans that come out of the blue. I'd like to see the people affected involved before decisions and propositions are made. That is something that I feel as a community member is lacking. We basically find out what's out there to be considered long before we even know the matter is an issue. I think it's so important that when you make changes in report cards or changes in curriculums, that you talk to the people who teach the children. I think when you want to make busing plans and those type of things, you talk to the community before you get to the point where you are voting on a proposition. We don't have that in this district. We always find things out after the fact, and things become nuclear, and everyone's upset and everyone's angry. I'd like to see effort put into that, just a little bit of effort. I have tried on a number of occasions at meetings to ask questions, and I am never given the information that I've asked for. I'm told that I can find it if I want it, or I should have been at meetings, but we just don't have the communication that we need to have, and that is the number one thing.
What is your stance on doing away with class size reduction?
Well, none of us would like to do away with a program like class size reduction. However, with the fiscal realities facing the district, one cannot definitely say they would or they wouldn't do something like that. Times are changing, things are hard. There's going to be areas that the bullet may have to be bid. However, again, I think that everyone involved should be brought into the decision. And as Barry stated, we in the community, we are all for class size reduction. Well, if we come to the point where we have to make a change like that, then it should be communicated and discussed with the community, and hopefully we can continue with the program. But if everyone agrees that it needs to be changed, then so be it.
The grading system at the middle school does not prepare the students for high school. How might we have all the tests, homework, and projects count towards the children's grade?
You know, I, as a parent in the district, I have a child in middle school right now, and she is under this grading system now. I'm not sure how that affects their preparation for high school, but it seems to fly in the face of everything that I've ever seen in schools where test scores and homework have, I don't want to say become irrelevant, but of less importance. And again, I can only go back to the fact that I would have to talk to the people who actually do the grading, who actually do the teaching. And frankly, the majority of the teachers that I speak to don't think this is a very good idea. And I think that's an important factor. Again, I don't understand everything about it. I know that my two daughters are both honor roll 4.0 students. And when I met with Mr. Geyer, he told me that he didn't think anyone could slough off on their homework or things like that and still get an A. And I maintain that they certainly can, because I guarantee you my daughters could do it if I didn't make them do their homework each and every day. I think homework is a vital part of the classroom. How else is a teacher supposed to know whether my kid gets it or not if they're not bringing in their homework? And how can we have a kid fail a test and treat that as if it's irrelevant? I don't know. Again, I'm not an educator, but if I was on the board, I would surely want that explained to me by the teachers who are actually doing the teaching.
Why should you be a board member? Okay, next we have closing statements.
Well, one of the things that's been brought up so many times tonight is the lack of communication, the need for more communication. As a board member, I would establish, I already have established a website, but I would use, and I won't bore you with the address because it's just too long to go through right now, but I think one of the problems that has happened is, and I think I've mentioned it before, people don't know what's going on in the district. And oftentimes, decisions are made and things are considered that there's very little input on. I'd like to, one of the things as a business manager that I always did was involve the people who are affected by the issue in the ultimate decision. And I think too often what happens in the community now is, as I mentioned previously, we find out about things after the fact or when it's sometimes too late to change without a huge conflict. I want to bring those type of common sense things to the board. If we're going to make decisions about curriculums, I want to talk to teachers. If we're going to make decisions about attendance plans, I think we should bring in parents and talk to them, communicate with them. I'm very good at breaking problems down, bringing people together, finding root causes, and finding solutions. As I said before, I think everybody on the board they're all good people, and I think they do their best. But I struggle with the fact that whenever someone wants to find something out, it's too difficult to do. And I think that's something that has to change. We have to get everyone involved in these difficult times so that everyone can have a piece of the decision. And then everyone buys into the decision, and we know we're making the right decision. As it is now, obviously, based on a few things, we don't always know if it's the right decisions. We put it out there, we put a trial balloon out there, so to speak, and then everything goes nuclear. I want to nip that in the bud. I want things to be up front and out in front of everyone long before they come to pass.